The Strokes, The New Abnormal. Another great new album to listen to during these strange times, staying home. And I'm just going to say it right away. This is the best album by The Strokes since First Impressions of Earth. And that album is my favorite album by The Strokes. And honestly, in my opinion, this album, The New Abnormal, sounds like a sequel, like a part two to First Impressions of Earth. And you're going to be hearing me mention that album name a lot during this review. Now, let me talk about my favorite songs on this new album, which are most of the songs, which is most of the album because the album's only 9 songs long, but the album is still 45 minutes long. First favorite song, the first song on the album, The Adults Are Talking. This one has twirling guitars and bass, and Julian sings in a falsetto, which I liked, and he does that a lot during this album, and I like this song, The Adults Are Talking. Next song, Selfless. Amazing, powerful falsetto again, but this one he sings more falsetto on this song compared to The Adults Are Talking, and the guitars on this song sound like they're crying. Nice, emotional, crying guitars. Selfless. Next song, Eternal Summer. This song is just groovy. Everything is groovy about this song. And of course, Julian sings in falsetto, and it sounds really good. And there's a part of the song where I can't tell if it's Julian or someone else singing, or is he just singing in a different style, but it all sounds good. Eternal Summer. Next song, the lead single, At the Door. This one, in my opinion, is the best single from the band since Under Cover of Darkness, or the singles from First Impressions of Earth. Emotional vocals, so good. The vocals remind me of the emotional vocals on the song Heart in a Cage. So good. Beautiful synthesizers toward the end combined with some divine voices, and it all sounds good. At the Door. Next song, Why Are Sundays So Depressing? Now this one reminds me of 2 songs from First Impressions of Earth. The first one, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the first word of the song right, but Ease of the World from that album combined with You Only Live Once. Those 2 songs combined, part 2. That's what this song, Why Are Sundays So Depressing? That's how I'm summing up the sound of this song. Vocals are so catchy, the guitar work is so good. It just sounds good and reminds me of First Impressions of Earth. Next song, Not the Same Anymore. This one is hauntingly good. More emotional, soaring vocals from Julian, and the lyrics are tragic, but it all sounds so smooth. And it has some nice guitar solos. I love it when they do guitar solos. They sound so good. Not the Same Anymore. Now, the final song on the album, Ode to the Mets. Ode to the Mets. The way he sings on this song, soothing, powerful, his voice. Again, some of the emotional parts of this song, his voice reminds me of Heart in a Cage. Best powerful vocal performance from Julian since Juicebox. You know which part of Juicebox I'm talking about, the chorus and toward the end. And more crying guitar work. The guitars sound like they're crying. This song is emotional and beautiful. A nice song to end the album with, Ode to the Mets. And again, this album has some of his most powerful vocals since First Impressions of Earth, because that album, his vocal style, and the way his voice sounded on that album just sounds different than the other albums to me. And this new album, the new abnormal, it comes close to how powerful his voice was on First Impressions of Earth. And the instrumentation is just great, but it's not as perfect as First Impressions of Earth. I would give First Impressions of Earth a 9.5. Is This It? 8.5. I know that most people love the first album the most, but First Impressions of Earth is my favorite. And the second album, I give it 8 out of 10. Angles, I would give a 7, and the album before this one a 7. This album, The New Abnormal, I give it a very specific 8.4 out of 10. 8.4 out of 10. It just feels right. And my favorite song on this album, I might have to go with Ode to the Keys. The way he sings throughout the song, the powerful vocals, the guitars, everything. Perfect. So tell me what you think of the album. What's your favorite album by The Strokes? What's your favorite song on this album? Tell me what you think of this album in the comments. Hit like. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Stay safe.